Hello and welcome to the stream. We are going to have Ms. Williams show up in a little bit. We already had a conversation and setting things up. So if you're probably watching the replay right now, there's nobody watching live. So this is for you watching the replay first. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And we're going to be starting in a couple of minutes once Ms. Williams and Darleen, I'm a fan of Darleen. Darleen's going to be here. You need to hang around for Darleen. Darleen's going to be epic. So what I'm going to do now is going to be sending the link to people who want to watch. And yes, I see we have 4 people in the stream already. This is awesome. If you're watching, Miss Williams is on the way. We're figuring things out, and Darleen needed her mommy to take care of some things, so she'll be back. But in the meantime, I'm setting things up here, looking at the comment section. You haven't said yet where you're coming from, but yeah, you've probably seen the description. You're probably here because you know that the stream is happening, and Miss Williams and I will be talking about nearly everything. I think she's an amazing person. I'm going to introduce her when she shows up. When she comes, we'll talk about why I thought it was important for us to have this conversation. But really, I have been able to connect with a lot of, oh yeah, hey, Emmanuel is here. Hey, pa. Emmanuel is here. So Miss Williams is on the way. She should be here in like 5-10 minutes. Darleen, you know Darleen now. Darleen is the queen of the house. So Darleen decided that this was the moment when she needed to take a drink. And so Miss Williams is going to go and sort that out. So right now, what I'll be doing is sharing these links and reaching out to people. In the meantime, you can join me. Yeah. And I think it's going to be fun. Lydia, awesome, right? Me too. I'm here for Darleen. Darleen is the one who is making us to start. Darleen decided that we're going to start this thing at a different point. She changed the schedule. So yes, let's wait for Darleen to come up and get this sorted out. So I'm going to talk with Ms. Williams to really find out more about her story. And I want to keep this introduction for when she shows up because I think she's a very interesting person. I don't know anybody who's come across Ms. Williams who hasn't been filled. You know, you either like her or you don't. You don't live indifferent. There's no middle ground. And that's what I'm looking forward to, really discovering like her story and how she became the person that she is and her personal journey with Darleen. Judd is here. That's my previous boss. Judd. Hello, Judd. Nice to see you on the stream. Yeah. I'll be talking with somebody I think you're going to find interesting. She lives in Finland and she has an amazing story. She does beauty and style and talks about motherhood and mom tubing. And I think she's here. So I'm going to leave her some moment to just settle in. And then once she's ready, I'm going to add her to the stream. So, Ms. Williams, just give me a nod when you're ready and I'll be able to put you in the stream. All right. Oh, Darlene should give me a nod, actually. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I'm adding Miss Williams to the stream. Hello.
Hi. Hi.
See, Darlene was here moments earlier and she was smiling. Hey, Darlene. Hi.
Hey, hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hello.
So, yeah, Miss Williams, thank you so much for being here. I know it's like, I don't know how motherhood is. I can't even pretend to imagine what it feels like to be a parent at all. And this girl looks like she's a handful on a daily basis, and she's like on a regular basis she's doing something. So yeah. So guys, if you're watching this, we're going to have a very interesting conversation. I'm anticipating that I'll find out a lot more about Miss Williams than I've ever heard, and maybe Darleen will give us some secrets. You know, Darleen will tell us like, this is what mommy does when you guys are not watching. She's looking at her mom. Like, oh. So we have Enlara watching, and Emmanuel and John and Lydia. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, we did here. Ms. Williams is a Cameroonian YouTuber living in Finland, and she does beauty and style. I like the word style particularly because when I look at your Instagram profile, I'm like, yeah, this is intimidating for you. Right? And also one thing too that stands out for me personally when I watch your content, because this is probably going to be the second longest conversation we've ever had. The first one was when we did the group call with everybody and then we talk. And this is I've decided to start going one by one. Like, let me find my people and talk with them and connect with them. And one thing that stands out for me, especially through your videos and by yourself, is that people don't stay indifferent. We either like you or we don't. There's no middle ground of, I'm not sure if I like this really. It's like, you should know. So to start with, if you'd be more than happy if you could just share us your story, like how did you end up in this? It's a bunch of things, but if somebody that just came to the stream right now, did not know who you were, wanted to find out about you. So Who is Miss Williams? Walk us through the summary, because you cannot. I'm sure you cannot tell everything right now in 5 minutes, but the summary of Miss Williams for us to understand.
I'm Miss Williams, and first of all, this name Miss Williams. My real names, Miss Williams is my real name, but my given names, my born names are Sally, Ijang, Anim. But I had to add Williams. Yes, those are my names. I had to add Williams because Williams is actually my son's name, my first child. So yes, I'm a Cameroonian YouTuber. I'm a mom of 2. I'm based in Finland.
Wow. Continue.
That's all. That's all the introduction for now.
I've seen Darleen everywhere to the point where I'm always like, is there somebody else? Because you have mentioned your son in a couple of conversations, but I've never seen him. Is it like he's averse of the camera, or it's a very deliberate choice of Darleen is a photogenic one?
With Darleen, I don't even have a choice. Oh my God. Darleen did not just give me a choice whether or not to bring her in front of the camera, but actually, I have a son. And
what's his name?
He's Williams.
Williams. Oh,
yeah, Williams. So that's why I attached Williams to my name, because when I traveled, I left him when he was a very, very small child. So I needed something. I just felt like I needed something to attach him to me, even though he's my child. Whilst I'm away from him, I needed something to attach him. So I changed my name, actually, really changed my name. So Williams is on all my documents.
Oh, it's your official name?
Yeah, it's an official name here.
Oh.
My passport, my ID card, everything has Williams on it. So it's become like, if I have a brand someday, it's gonna be Miss Williams. So I wanted little Williams to stay with me everywhere I go, and he's not here with me.
Oh, yeah, I was about to ask, like, yeah, will you be able to get him across? Or
he's with my mom in Cameroon, and Darleen is here because I don't even have a choice with him. If I had my way, you will never see her on camera.
See, we like seeing Darleen because I think your journey and your story in a way inspires me, because for somebody like you, who is a full-time mom, being able to still make content and create videos and tell these stories and talk about motherhood and still collaborate with people, that is very inspiring to still have the time to make it to do that. Because I see Darleen, I can imagine that, being a parent is both a blessing, and sometimes you're like, Masa, can you not just sit quiet?
It is like you have that particular moment. You have those moments of, can you just stay? Can you just go away every day? Literally, you have like 5 minutes of those moments every day in your life as a mom. I'm having one now because look at
oh, Darleen. So,
Darleen, please. Darleen.
It's all right. Carry on. Darleen, hello. Hello.
So Darleen is just a handful, but it's a very teaching experience. You learn so much, you do so much, and it is what it is. But it's the best thing.
What about parenting? Do you think that most people don't really get? Like, people who think, or they want to have children, they want to be moms or dads. Like, what is something that you've discovered while raising Darleen that you think people need to pay attention to, that they've probably missed about this whole idea of being a parent?
I think people just need to me, you need to spend more time with the child if you can. Here in the abroad, like I always say, if you're in the abroad, if you have the opportunity, spend time with your kids, because I discovered that when I look at how kids here grow up to be, like, their environment affects them a lot, they influence them a lot. So if you don't spend time with them to get to know them, you will lose a lot on the child's growth, and you lose a lot as a parent. So I just always say that spend time with your child, and when you spend time, one thing I've discovered with Darleen, which is different from my first child, is that I had him when I was young and I was with my parents. I had so much help around, so there were so many things that I missed, not intentionally, but because there were so many people to carry him, to take care of him, so I didn't really have to stay that much. But with Darleen, I am hands-on, so I see every step. When Darleen starts sitting, I see it. To start walking tomorrow, I'll see it.
I see her status when she's trying to climb on the blinds. Wait.
Yes.
Why do you share those videos? I mean, let me rephrase this question. Like, there are people who don't want to have their children on the internet. People who are like, nope, the internet is a dangerous place. Social media is evil. I don't want my child until when they decide that when they're 18 or something to be on the internet. So how has that conversation been for you? And I'm sure with your husband, like your partner, how was that conversation? Is it something people talked about, or you were just like, this is fine? How did that conversation go?
Yeah, we actually talked about it, but we came to the conclusion that, or I came to the conclusion that there was just no way. If I had my way, Darleen would not be part of this whole mess, because social media is a mess. You understand? If I had my way, but I'm alone. I'm a single mom out here, so I do it on my own. I don't have any help. So when I want to go live, maybe I want to go and film a video, Darleen is here. I have to film with her. Sometimes she does not want to sit down. And you only have like 30 minutes a day to do that. Trust me, it's a 24 hours job. Even in sleep, you're working. So you have just like 30 minutes. And those 30 minutes that she has to give you, you have to carry her to have peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I really do not have much of a choice. But if I had my way, or if I still have my way in the future, I don't think Darleen will be part of it. So many people expected I'll even have an Instagram page for Darleen. I'll be a mom blogger, but Darleen's father was like, no, like he did not want that, and I did not want that either. Because if I wanted it, I would have convinced him to.
Yeah, I mean, that's one part of you. That's one part of your personality that almost comes up because I don't use the word forceful. It's more like you're very confident in what you want and what you don't want. And it comes on the way you make your videos, your perspective. Like the video you made about, speaking French. One of those, the French video, is clear that it's not like you don't care about people's opinions. It's like you're fine with having fun with yourself. And I don't know if something that you learn or something that you've always been that way. Like, how do you feel confident to make the videos that you make on a regular basis?
For example, that particular video, that video carries a lot of my character. Like that's the true me. And the reason behind that is that I laugh at myself a lot. I don't get embarrassed. Honestly, I really don't. I don't know what will happen to me, even in front of thousands of people that will really get me embarrassed. I don't know. So I don't get embarrassed. I laugh at myself. So I just feel like if I laugh at myself already, if you are coming to laugh at me, it's not going to make any difference because we will laugh together. You will not laugh at me. We will laugh together. So those things, like just that mindset gives me the confidence to do rubbish and and move on with my life and really not care about how people see it. And fortunately for me, people take it the right way. Yes, because some people might get offended with small things like that. But yeah.
Do you ever get any backlash for your confidence? Because my wife has a problem where she's very confident and sometimes people feel threatened by that kind of confidence, including me. Like, there are people who just don't know how to handle people who are very confident. Like, have you had any experiences where because of your confidence, your not even lack of that sensitivity, no, actually you're sensitive, but have you had people feel like they try to challenge you or put you down because you're, a nice, happy person?
A lot, especially from boys. And it's just like a few years ago that I discovered that it was confidence, because at first, I don't know, some people interpreted it as shosho, if I can say shosho, like
Novasabi.
Yeah, but to me, I was just living my life. And then when I'm doing something, or when I'm coming with my very small self and my big personality, and you behave and you make as if I'm doing the shosho, and you make me to understand that you're feeling that way, I will finish you.
You capitalize on it. Like, let me just put it down.
I do my thing, or when I'm myself, and then you interpret it as shosho, especially from boys, because I have gotten that a lot from boys. Maybe girls do interpret it differently and they don't say it to me, but boys, even boys that I've dated, exes have come up to me now and they're like, I used to hate you before because you were shosho, you were merely say you bad, you're not even bad same. I'm like, really? Okay, now I'm going to show you Pepe.
Oh man, yeah. So, by the way, for the people watching, we're going to be taking some questions at the end of the conversation. If you have any questions you want to ask Miss Williams, just drop them in the comments. I'll go through all and then ask the question. You can watch now or watch the recording later on. And by the way, if you can do me a favor and just hit the like button wherever you're watching and share the video for more people. Look at this is what I'm talking about. Miss Williams is a stylish lady. I'm drinking my cup of water here. You're drinking wine.
That's why I came late. I was looking for my wife.
I was here giving. I was saying, "Oh, Darleen has said this. Darleen has said that. Please."
I was looking for my wine. I was just like, what, Darleen? I'm preparing myself to come and be drinking.
Please. When you talk for long without this thing, liquids, your throat gets dry. Trust me. So one of those things, like, yeah.
And Fridays are for alcohol. Like, there's no argument about that. We just drink. And
let me see. Somebody says, co-host Miss Darleen. I'm going to be sharing this tweet, this comments,
because she's disturbing me a lot.
Yeah. Let me hear. So
yeah.
So Miss Williams, how did you end up in Finland?
Oh my God, that's a very long story.
I like long stories. Like, just start from wherever.
I'm just gonna summarize it and make it as short as possible. But I actually traveled from Cameroon. I came to Belgium as a student. So I lived in Belgium for 2. Okay, Darleen wants to go. Just a second. Let me.
No problem. Hey, see, we're expecting this. Like, it's completely fine.
Go.
Yeah. While Darleen is handling the business, Darleen is the moderator. She's the boss. And what we're going to do now is just wait for her to return and see what happens. In the meantime, I'm going to be sharing the. All right, Darleen is gone, eh?
Yeah.
Darleen. Lydia said Darleen compokna.
Oh, Darleen.
The whole school. Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I came as a student, and I lived in Belgium for 2.5 years, almost 3 years before I moved to Finland after my student documents expired. So I had to come here and look for other ways to get my document. And yeah, that's my journey actually. And that's how I found myself here in Finland, and it was tough, but here we are today.
Yeah, what is your experience? I mean, I don't even know what that would be like. I've been here for 2 years, and I feel like there's so much that I've gone through that most people don't understand, but I'm sure you understand very well as an immigrant living in a different country, especially when you left. How old were you when you left? Do you remember?
I was 22, going on 22.
You're almost an adult. Like, you've already built a life, you have these connections, you leave, and then you come to a new country and you have to basically start from scratch. And over the years, have you picked up a few skills that you think, if somebody wanted to leave and maybe come to Finland or go to a different country, what are some of the things that you think people should learn or know about a new place or about changes that can help them adjust better?
First of all, I'll just mindset. For me, I go through life with my mind. My strength is my mind. Set your mind that out here it's independence. Even if you're coming for family reunion, whatever is bringing you to the abroad, you must be independent some way, somehow. And then try to get a skill. Something that can get you money. Not like the big book things. Just yes. It's gonna go a long way in the long run. It's gonna help you a lot. Yes. Okay. For me, when I left Cameroon, I was not young. I was young, not that young, but I was stupid because I didn't really bother. I had so much talent, but I didn't bother to maybe to polish it up or to learn new things. I was just all about following bush, living life.
Now, what kind of talent did you have?
Sorry?
What kind of talents what kind of skill things that you have?
Oh, I knew before traveling, I knew how to plait, I knew how to braid hair, I knew how to sew. Yes, to use a machine to sew. Mm-hmm. And that's all. Things like makeup, fashion, beauty, and all these things just came
as a result of all that. Yeah.
Yeah. It came after. Like I just discovered things when I hit rock bottom actually in Europe. These other talents now, they came as a result of rock bottom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would you want to share more about that experience? Because something that people hardly ever talk about. I was talking with a friend this morning today about going back to Cameroon, traveling, and how I feel like I'm not adding anything to the table here in the US. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "What? Do you want to come back to this hellhole? What do you want to come and do here?" And that rock bottom, when you said rock bottom, it reminds me of the feeling of I'm not doing what I think I should be doing, or there's nothing more for me to do. And how was that for you to leave from that particular spot of almost losing everything? Because rock bottom, people don't get how it can be very damaging for your psyche, your personal self-worth. And you talk and you're very exuberant and confident, but it shows that you're a human being as well. Like, you've gone through difficult things, and it's not like you're just happy every single day all the time. So how are you able to come back from such a hard place?
First of all, mine was super harsh. Like I went like deep. I actually reached literally the bottom of rock bottom. Okay, because when I traveled to Europe, I came and I was just living life, living life. That was all I did. Okay, partying, traveling, doing the most, dating. You
Yeah.
know, having fun, like just living life and learning about myself. And I did that for 2 years, and I lost everything. I didn't achieve nothing, up to the extent where I didn't even have, like, I didn't have work for a long time. I didn't have papers, nothing. I was so frustrated. So I was like, okay, this is a point in my life where I can't go back, because I'm going to make my mom ashamed instead of making her proud.
Mm.
So I had to, that's when I decided to change out of my comfort zone, come to Finland, which was like the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life. I I sought for an asylum. So imagine living in Europe with papers and then hitting that place where you've never imagined that you hit, start living again without papers for as long as possible. You don't have work, nothing.
Yeah.
So I had to come and I sought for an asylum. It was the most difficult and the most challenging time in my life. But during that time as well, I was going through all of that. I was depressed, I think. I decided to like look for something that would make me or help me escape. So I found makeup, I found fashion. Maybe I already had a little fashion in me because it's very effortless.
You have style, yeah, and you always your watch on tone is very entertaining.
Thank you. So that was when I was like, I looked for something that could help me escape from all the stress that I was going through, being in the camp, being with strange people, living under very bizarre circumstances. I had to look for makeup. So I sought comfort in makeup. I started doing makeup in the camp, living with, people from other countries in a very tiny room. I was doing makeup just to distract myself. And that's how I discovered that, okay, I have this thing. And I started a YouTube channel from there.
Yeah, let's talk about the YouTube channel. Like
Yeah.
it's been a process of, because almost every creator knows this whole process. You start, you're very excited, you have very nice ideas, and then you start doing, and you're like, Jesus Christ, what kind of life is this? I have like 200 subscribers, 201 subscribers after 2 weeks. Like, what am I doing with my life? This is not working out. So,
Yeah.
and you've become more consistent. There's you, there is a Pretty V and Kenna. Like, there's a bunch of other Cameroonian YouTubers who have become very steadily consistent on their journey and still learning and growing. So, how did you switch from, oh, this is nice on people, to let me teach people online how to do it? How did you come across the idea of doing a channel?
Okay, the YouTube channel thing started because of my friend Doris. I don't know if you know her. My Life Has Favor on YouTube.
Yes, and yeah. I know people by their channel names, not by their real names.
Yes. So when I used to do the terrible makeup that I was doing back then, because when I look at the pictures now, I was like, wow. I'm like, okay. So she'll be like, oh, this is something that you can actually start a channel. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't even know, honestly, I didn't know you could make money, but she told me upfront that when you start a channel, you can make money. So I started a channel, but I was not thinking about money, just because I was excited that I had something that I could do to distract me from what I was going through. So my makeup space was a whole different world alone. I didn't care about subscribers. I had 32 subscribers for a very long time. Like a very long time. And it never bothered me. And mind you, when I started YouTube, the day you start making money. So the first year on YouTube, the first year I made $7. $7. That was when I looked at that money, I was so happy. So
that's 3.5 Cameroon.
Yeah. So because I was not really there for the money, that mindset has always been there. Even now that I see so many people come up and they are so interested in the money, I'm not bothered. And so many people ask me like, why are you not bothered that you don't make money? That's the reason. Maybe I've never opened up. Like, this is the reason why. Because makeup or my channel to me was not like
a money making machine. The goal was not money.
It was, yes. It was like me really being happy. So maybe till the day I die, I will really not care if I make much money on YouTube or I don't make much money. Yes, I'm just here because I'm happy to be here. Because it just reminds me of that happiness that it gave me back then. So even when I'm depressed now, or when I'm sad, let me not say depressed. No, I've not been depressed for a while. I beg. No.
Only doctor would know.
when I'm feeling down, I go to my channel and I sit there and I do things. And if you have followed me for a while, I've not been doing makeup videos until recently. I was like, no, this is not correct. Something is not right. I started this channel on makeup and I need to go back. So makeup to me and this YouTube channel, to me, it's a whole different thing. The money will be sweet though. Like the money is sweet. Of course, the money is sweet. Like YouTube money is sweet. But if they stop money, I'll still continue YouTube.
That's a powerful realization to have, and there are people let me just give some shout outs here in the comment section. We have, by the way, if you have any questions, drop them there. I'm going to ask Ms. Williams eventually as we talk. If you've not already shared or liked the video, please do that. I want to have more people listen to these stories. I feel it's very important to hear these stories because we see a lot of people who make YouTube who are struggling. Like I, for example, struggle a lot in the backstage of, man, I don't know whether this video is working, why I'm doing this, what is the goal. And there are people like Emma who struggled for a long time and nobody actually knew that he was struggling, and then now he's able to build something that is sustainable. And very few people understand the process of being a parent, like the whole process, not just like you wake up and you have this grown-up child who is now buying you a car, and and then you're starting a channel with 32 subscribers for a long time, and right now you're almost at 2,000 subscribers, and I can see it coming because your consistency, your topics, you've been improving that a lot. And I wonder if something changed for you. Yes, you don't want to make money, but what has made you come back to become more consistent? Because you could just make the videos whenever you want, but it feels like you're choosing to stay to schedule to do more and be more consistent. Is that something that you did deliberately, or you just, it just happened?
Okay, here is the thing with me. In as much as I'm not interested in the money, I like the money too, but I like to put good quality content. So I am my biggest critic. When I watch my videos and I watch a particular video, this is a drive that makes me want to produce or want to put out more videos. When I make a video and the quality is nice, that for me is a huge deal. Okay, I just want to start. And then when I look, the quality is not nice in one video, I'll be like, that's one thing. And then me starting to do fashion videos, which is something I'm very passionate about, and something that will give me an excuse to buy new clothes every
go to Zara, do hauls.
Thank you so much. Like the opportunity to buy new clothes every week, that is the biggest motivation ever. If I knew, let me not say if I knew, if I had the money back then, this channel would be makeup fashion. It's just that now is the time that maybe I'm able, like I can reach out to do more fashion videos because trust me, it's expensive.
Are you able to work right now? Because I think I caught a conversation once about the way, so describe that, like how are you able to do what you're doing now while not having a job, basically? It's a very crude question.
This is the most asked question behind the scenes. Like people come, my friends, close people come to me and they're like, how do you buy all these things that you buy? First of all, I'm on maternity leave and I'll be on maternity leave for like maybe 2 years or 3 years.
What? You can be on maternity leave for years in Finland?
In Finland, yes, you can be for 3 years. So
I did not know that.
But you stay home and you take care of the child. The official leave here is 10 months.
Mm-hmm.
But if you decide to take care of the child at home, you can do for 3 years and you still get.
I'm sure Darleen is so happy for that, isn't she?
Oh, she is, and I am too.
I think it's very important to always have a strong parental figure in the house. Yeah.
So yes, and since I'm alone with her, I just want to like sit and take care of her. So that's another thing that's making me more consistent now because I'm like, I always like to do things. So I'm like, if I'm in the house and I have just one kid, maybe I should really work on this channel because at the end of the day, I hope to do this full time someday.
Okay. Yeah. It's something that I guess it's finding that balance between what we love, what we enjoy, right? And somebody says, I'm sorry, I got distracted. Glory says that's Scandinavia for you. My eyes, for some reason, I saw that scandalous. Like that's what I read in my head.
It is.
But yeah. So it's wow.
So excuse me, what was the question was about how
you're able to do it.
No, I don't work for now.
Okay.
Of course, I have benefits because before I went into maternity leave, I was working. So I have the normal benefits, but I also have a very supportive partner. Mm-hmm. So sometimes he supports me to buy those things. Sometimes I steal his car to buy the thing.
Tell me about your partner. I mean, he has definitely made the choice to never appear on any video, because when you talk about the French video, I think he was in the background. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yes.
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 So, like, how did you guys meet, and how has that been for you?
We met. We met. Oh my God, this is a very stupid story. We met years ago, like 7 years ago, at the wakekeeping in Belgium. Our wakekeeping here, I don't know if it's the same out there. Our wakekeeping in Belgium party like full time.
Yeah.
So they well dressed to enjoy drink, and the dead, let the dead bury the dead. That's the so we met there, but we were like, we were just having fun and doing the most. It was nothing serious. And then when I moved here to Finland, we decided to, reunite again 5 years after, and boom,
Wow,
it happened.
nice.
And today, yeah. So, but he's not here. He does not live in Finland. So that's one thing too.
I bet that must be hard. Like, it's hard to have that distance, because my wife and I had to be separated for a long time. It took me about almost a full year to get my visa to move to the US, and during that period it was very difficult. I'm grateful for phones to be able to talk, and yeah, it was a very hard period, and I don't even know how. Yeah.
It is hard, but sometimes too, I feel like, oh my God, it's a blessing, because
I mean, you're taking advantage of what you have, right? Like, what are you going to do? You do her. Like, you cannot cry every day.
No.
It makes sense now enough for me to see, because when I see a status on WhatsApp, like this watched on time, I'm like, how does Miss Rina have so much time to do all these things? But then it makes sense, like, you're doing the things that you care about. You're taking care of your child. You're also feeling time to not feel, I guess, isolated in a way. And I think it's important to do that. And
one thing I learned about myself and about this whole being in a serious, committed relationship, marriage thing is like, always try to learn to enjoy your company. And I've learned to enjoy my company alone. Like, because first of all, it's a distance thing, not that long of a distance, but I'm alone here most of the time. So you see me going out washing and tontoning every day is because I literally confidently leave the house with my daughter. We go to a restaurant. We actually literally go and sit down, order and eat, just the two of us.
That is amazing. I wish I could do that a lot more. I mean,
I've learned to enjoy my company. I have learned to sit down and enjoy. And I feel like that is something that is going to help me when we move in together. I think for you, as you are a married man, and you know how sometimes you need your space.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just don't want to see each other. It happens.
People don't get that. People think, because, for example, we made a video, we talk about, the wife tag, and people are like, oh my God, you guys are so cute, you guys are so amazing. And the other side of that is that people don't realize that a marriage is both sides. It's not just the good things. A relationship is not just like, oh, love, happiness all the time. Like, there's like periods when you're like, God, why did I do this to myself?
Yes, you have that period like every now and then. And I want that when that time comes, I want to be like, why did I do this? And I want to be like, okay, I like being alone and I really enjoy. I don't care about you, stay there. I want to be alone.
Yeah.
To like my company. And maybe with Darleen, even though Darleen is like, she's just there to eat, but I enjoy.
There was one time, there was a status where Darleen was I think you're going somewhere or leaving from somewhere on the bus. And when you're talking to Darleen, and Darleen was like, she wasn't even looking at you. She was just minding her business as if she didn't.
She is very standoffish.
Yeah, it feels like she has a huge. What? You don't know where she's taking it from. It looks like she took it from you.
Look, if you ask me how I am, I'll say I'm a very friendly person. But if you ask my friends, they'll be like, you're mean. I say, I'm not mean. I'm just like, if I don't know you, I don't know. But when I know you, I'm a very nice person.
Oh, yeah.
I come as mean, but I'm not like that.
Hey, see, I think it comes up in your videos, and I put a link in the description about the video that you made of the Cameroonians that you wanted to meet. And I feel like on the internet, it's very difficult. My friend Mark is here in the comment section, I'm sure, with Emmanuel. Emmanuel and I actually haven't met. Like, almost every single person that I've connected with, like you, we haven't met physically. And Corona is even making it, I don't know, it's easier or harder to not meet. And I would like to get your perspective on, groups and online connections. Like, what is your take on online friendships, groups, and people who come together for a mutual goal? Like, do you have a perspective on those kind of relationships, basically?
Yes, I do. I believe in friendships like online friendships and groups. I believe that there are genuine friendships online, and I believe that if you are genuine, you'll be able to know somebody that is genuine. Because for me, that's all friendship is about.
Mm.
People that are authentic, people that you can see through, people that people that are transparent. Because me, I'm a very open person. So I like people around me that we can discuss, I can see through you.
Yeah.
Yes. I should be able to penetrate through you. I should not be able to. Don't put me in a situation where if I want to slap you, the slap will be going this way or going. I want to slap you direct to your face.
You want to have a target and just hit it. No
Yes.
miss.
So that,
Yeah.
for me, so I believe because I've actually met genuine people, I've made genuine friends, people that I feel like are really genuine. Emmanuel is a very straight. Emmanuel is my kind of person.
Hard talker is not going to mix his words.
Yeah, somebody that we can take it to the umph level and then we can go down low, like we can be ratchet, and then we can still be like civil at the same time. A little bit of everything. I am just not okay with the people that will be like holy all the time. People that are always like, oh my God.
Holier than thou, righteous. Like they know
I-
what is best.
Yes, I am not like those are the ones that I really cannot connect with. But I feel like online friendships are genuine, and group friendships to me are also, for the YouTube group, the Cameroonian YouTube group. I think that's one of the best groups that I'm in.
Me
Right now.
too. Me too. And I think it grew on me over time because there were points where I was like, I don't want to be in this group.
Mhm.
And then what I realized over time is actually I don't have to participate in this conversation if I don't want to participate. Like nobody's forcing me. Nobody's forcing me to respond.
Yes,
Yeah.
and when you enter into that group with a mind of entitlement, that's when you start having those problems. But when you enter with, okay, I don't care about these people. I'm not talking to you people. Okay, these people I'll talk to. Okay, this conversation I don't care about. Okay, these people, like our blood are not hitting. Like your blood is hitting A, mine is hitting B. So go and meet B people. That's how I enter into every group. I don't enter and feel like, I have to chat with everybody or I have to subscribe to every. And you are actually the person that made me to understand. Like you have said it very clear in the group. I go to the channel and it's not interesting. I'm not subscribing. I remember you said that straight to Mr. ABC and he was like, "Hey, bro, take it easy." And he was like, "Oh, the grammar." And I was like, he has already said what he has said. And trust me, that same day I just went and I unsubscribed.
I'm sorry if I caused you to lose a subscriber.
No, yes. Even if we are in the same group, we are Cameroonian YouTubers, what you do is not interesting to me.
Yeah. I think I agree.
We can talk in the group. We have so many interesting stuff that we can talk together in the group, but it does not mean that I should be following you on your channel. No. Yeah. So that's why I like the group, because people get into that group with that mind of entitlement. And then with time, they relax. They realize that no, though Miss Williams is in this group, I must not be on Miss Williams's channel.
Yeah.
I have the right to unsubscribe to her if those are fashion videos.
I don't watch hauls. Like, why would I be watching?
Imagine expecting somebody who is talking poetry and grammar, to sit in front of the camera and listen to you do dress up. I'll just be like, hello, gay alert. Yes.
Yeah. See, like I watch the videos about motherhood because I'm interested in motherhood. And there's a question that Onana asked here that I'm going to see. She said, what did she say? Question for you, Kamga. Are you ready to be a dad? You seem to love kids. I'm good. And Emma says she supports the question with 2 liters of palm oil. You just a correct question. But yeah, but somebody asked you, before I answer that question, let me go to, this is a question for you, Miss Williams.
Okay.
Another question. Do you get all your wigs from Kel's Wigs? I think, yeah. Why yeah. So I don't know what Kel's Wigs is. I have no idea.
Lydia, I get most of them now, like my recent wigs, like this one. This is the most recent one. So you guys should go and buy from my friend Kels.
You say, by the way, this video is not sponsored, but hey, when you enjoy it, you mention it.
But I get most of my wigs from her. She's a very good wig maker.
Yep. Kevin is Kenan's brother. What? I'm making a mistake. You know what? People are having their conversation. Let's have a conversation here.
Yeah.
So it's been a journey for you to create your channel and build and do all these things that you're doing and living in this country. And I feel like I would like to hear your take more about the pain of being an immigrant that most people don't realize. Because yes, you've talked about your journey and how you've changed and you've grown up, but I still feel like there's a lot about this path for most people, especially Cameroonians. I don't know about Nigerians because I'm not Nigerian. When a Cameroonian leaves Cameroon, you know, a particular mindset, a particular identity, way of looking at the world, and you move. For me, for example, I've had a very hard time adjusting it, even though my mind is open, I read books and all those things, but you get used to a particular kind of lifestyle, and then you don't know how to, you know, deal with it. And I wonder if you have any, I don't say tips. It's not like you've figured it out. It's not like you're a guru, but you know, your own perspective of these are the ways you've seen that people adjust better when they move to a new country and when things are hard.
First of all, you know, moving as an immigrant, there are levels to it. And let me explain what I'm trying to say. There are immigrants that come as a result of family reunion, students, asylum seekers. So I will talk from the perspective of an asylum seeker and maybe a student, because I was a student too for a while. So as a student, when you come, it is very difficult because you have to work, pay your bills, and go to school and pass. So that's the first thing you have to, and that's not the life that we live in Cameroon. As a student, you feed off of your parents. Like, we live off of them, and we even steal some of their money. But yeah, you don't have that luxury. You do everything by yourself. So for me, it was that difficult because back then in Cameroon, they did everything for me. Okay, now as an asylum seeker, life is a whole different thing. It is, because you go through the journey of not having documents, which, as someone who is living in the abroad, you know, it's the most difficult thing out there.
Stressful.
Living undocumented, where you don't have freedom. You look at a security man in a store and you start running, thinking it's the police, they want to catch you and send you back. That has literally happened to me, you know. So as an asylum seeker, it's different because you live in that state where you don't have documents. You are so scared. And all you pray for is just to be documented. You are in that space where you do anything. Like, you just do anything just to survive and be safe from the police. And then when you get papers, you don't think about, like, the things that come to your head are not like, oh, I want to adapt. You don't even have time for that.
Work.
Yes, when you have that paper, you are so happy that you are ready to do anything to fit in. Like, you just want to belong. So that's, for me as an asylum seeker, I didn't have the luxury of, oh, I want to adapt to this lifestyle. Oh, this lifestyle here is... The lifestyle was so sweet to me. I was so happy. I just wanted them to document me and make me a Finn, you know. And when I had that, when I became
do you speak Finnish?
A little bit. I do. I studied in Finnish, and apparently I have to be speaking it. So
okay, can you say something that you know? Like, what can you say that? Just say, for example, this country is beautiful. Maybe, I don't know. Let's start with that.
Suomessa on kaunis.
Okay, you know what? I take that back. Let's just continue in English. I think it's better. I have no idea how to catch you. Oh man. Yeah,
there are levels to being here, and as an asylum seeker, you don't have the luxury of trying to adapt, or I want to this life. No, what is stressing you is the fact that you're undocumented. You can be deported at any time. You're threatened every now and then with deportation letters. You have to face the immigration. It's a very tedious procedure that you go through. If it does not break you, it makes you.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made me. It makes you big time. Like, you come out from there like a king.
Yeah. I feel like what you've done, what I understand from your story, what I'm trying to learn from you is you went through a lot of difficult things, but you chose each opportunity to grow and learn. Because I can see, like, I haven't exactly been in rock bottom in the way people think, because I had to restart college 3 times. I had to move to the country. Like, I left everything in Cameroon, came here because of my wife, and I'm here now, starting from scratch, getting a job in customer service, figuring things out like YouTube and all that. So one thing that you say is, like, it either makes you or breaks you. You either use all these opportunities to become better, or you just give up and don't even try anymore, because life is not that simple. And your life is a testimony of things get difficult. You don't have to be crying while you're doing it, right?
No. I always say that, thank God we don't look like the things we go through. So, hell to the no. Like when I was going through all this, that was the one time in my life that I went off of social media. And that was like 5 years ago.
Oh.
Like 5 years ago, yes. So I was off of social media for almost a year because I really wanted to focus and get what I wanted to get. Yeah, so thank God we really don't look like the things we go through. But after, when you get your papers, you just, when I got my papers, I was just like, okay, I have to do something for myself. Like, I have to do something for myself, because whilst you're in that situation, the one thing that you don't want to happen is going back home.
Mm.
Going back home without the money that your mother gave you to come and pay school fees. Me.
Tell me about your relationship with your mom. Like,
Mhm.
you've mentioned your mom already a couple of times, that she's a very important part in your life. And
Yeah.
I know, objectively speaking, almost everybody has a good relationship with their mom, but not everybody does.
Yeah.
And share a little bit more about your mom, who she is, and how she has influenced the kind of person that you've become.
Oh, my mom, first of all, I was raised by a single mom. So that was a good and a bad thing, I think. Yeah. But more of a good thing.
Yeah.
And
I mean, she made an amazing lady, so I don't see what is bad there anyway.
it's a good thing in the sense that she did. That's the only person I know. Like my mother, she's a king because she's very strong. Literally, physically, she's a very strong person. And then raising three of us alone, doing all of us are almost as successful, if I can say so myself.
You're independent, which is success. I think when you're independent, it's a lot of success. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually something. It shows me that she did something right. And then I can say it's a good thing and a bad thing in the sense that I saw my mom bring us up alone, single-handedly, successfully, and I always grew up with the mentality that I can do it without a man. It is good. I can do it without a man. Yes, I still have that mentality.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing. And then it starts weighing on you when you are not able to have a good relationship with men. So at a point in my life, I was just like doing how I wanted to do with men. Like, I'm putting the cards on the table. If you don't want to go, yes, because I know that if you're not here, I can still do. My mom did. I can do. I can even do better. Plus, I'm in the abroad. So
yeah, I mean, I was raised with both parents, and my both parents are like, I love them each individually in their own way. They have their different personalities. As I grew up, I started learning that. So, I can never imagine what it's like to be a single parent, because there's some people who are actually grateful that they were a single parent or they were raised by single parents, because you deal only with one person. You don't have to deal with like dynamics of like two people trying to figure out their life by themselves. And
I don't know what that means. So I don't. I just know that you grow up with one parent. I really don't have the luxury of knowing what it means to grow in a house, to be in a house even for one day with two parents. So
yeah, I think you need to be grateful for what I have, because sometimes, and it's like we take a lot of things for granted. Like we take a lot of people that in our lives and stuff. We just like, well, people have two parents, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like that.
Yeah, it's not.
But not everybody has a luxury of growing up with both parents. And now that I'm a parent myself, I sit down sometimes and I reflect at the financial struggles that my mom went through. I was like, wow. So she was really, when she said she didn't have money that time, she really did not have money. And when she said, this 1,000 is my last money, it was actually her last money. I was like, wow. Okay.
And how she,
and she will refuse. And then I'll go to her person, I'll see the money. And I'll be like, no, she actually had something to do, and then I would think like, it means that day that she cooked this fufu and soup and without enough meat, she really did not have money, So now, because as a parent, you do anything for your kids to live well. So if you see a parent not being able to provide completely for the child, at that time as a child, I was like, it didn't really matter to me. I would even refuse to eat. Maybe I'll go and eat in the junction with my friends. Yes, but now
was that in Bamenda or where?
In Cameroon, in Boya.
Boya. You were born and raised in Boya?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I was born in Bamenda, but I came to Boya very little. So I always say I was born and bred in Boya.
I was born in Bamenda, moved to Bafoussam, and then studied my whole life in Bamenda, basically from secondary school to university, Boya, then moved there. So yeah, that's one of those things. Like, my name is Kamga, but I don't sound like a francophone, basically. Yeah. See, Lydia has a question for you. I don't know. Let me read that out here. Let me put it on the screen. Another question from Ms. Williams. Since she's so open. Who says she's so open? She's talking with us. All right, calm down. Did you plan to have a baby at the time that you did? Like, was your pregnancy plan? Was that something that you were intentional about?
The first one.
Both, yeah.
The first baby, my first son, when I was dating his father, he always told me that if you get pregnant for me and you intend to keep that baby, tell me. If you don't intend to keep the baby, then go and do what you want to do with it. You understand? So when I got pregnant, it was my last year in the university and I was a repeater. that was my 4th year.
Was that's in Belgium or in UB?
No, in UB.
You went to UB?
Yes, that was in 2010.
Okay.
So that was my last year in the university.
So it means we're in UB at the same time. Basically, we actually, yeah. I was in UB from 2007 to 2015. I repeated college 3 times. The whole time I was in UB.
So when it was my last year, and I was just like, in my head, I was thinking like, after I graduate, what will I be doing? The best thing for me is just to get pregnant. And I was stubborn, like, every home has a stubborn kid. Not actually stubborn, but that kid that is not scared.
The black sheep of the family.
Thank you. That's the word that they used to use to describe me. Yes. And I was like, now that it's my last year, when I graduate, what would I do? I'm not even guaranteed to have a job. Let me just get pregnant. That was my head.
I didn't understand that reasoning. It's like, well, I don't have anything to do. Let me just take more responsibility.
That kind of irresponsible way of thinking. That was really irresponsible, even though I had my son out of it. But that's not a way for a human being. And I was 20 years old thinking like that. I was just like, okay, let me get pregnant. So when I got pregnant, it was not like I was off of pills or no. When I got pregnant, I got pregnant. So I went and I told my baby's dad at that time, and I was like, okay, you said I should tell you if I want to keep the baby. I'm pregnant. And that was
what did he say?
He was like, okay. Yeah, he was very okay. He was very okay because first of all, our age difference is super huge. So he was so ready for it. Yeah, and then he made me, he then
assisted you and gone through the process with you. Yeah. And I mean, I bet I have a feeling that he's not Darleen's dad.
No,
okay.
No,
yeah.
Not. Yeah.
So were you intentional in not wanting to build a family with him at the time? Like, I know it's not like, I'm trying to understand what goes through, because I'm sure a lot of conversation, a lot of things happen. I'm trying to understand like, how does that happen? Because very hardly do I meet people who go through this process and who are still young enough to live to tell the tale. Like, people tell you these stories when they're like 80, like, yeah, I got married 3 times, I had 12 children here. But
now,
yeah, but for people,
when I traveled, we were still in a relationship until I decided to reunite with Darleen's father. We were still in a relationship.
Oh, so you broke up?
Yes, after I met Darleen's father, I was like, okay, this one in Cameroon is not getting me anywhere. Like, I don't know when I'm going back to Cameroon, so I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. I'm getting to 30. I was in my late 20s then. So I was like, there's no need for me to wasting my time. So let's just move on with our lives. Even though definitely after how many years we must have been moving on with our lives over and over and over and over, if you know what I mean. So anyways, me. Yes. Because I left Cameroon, I was super young. So I came here, I was living life. Honestly, I was living life.
You were Lala living life.
I was. Hello. So I was living my life. And like, if you remember, I said I met Darleen's father in 2013. But I still had a good relationship with my son's father. And our relationship is still the best up till now. Like, we have a very good relationship. I think that's the most peaceful separation ever.
Nice. Yeah, it's hard to get to that point. And I mean, maybe you have some ideas, some tips of, because sometimes people come together, they get married in a relationship, and the breakups, it looks like they all have to be like this toxic throwing of things and killing people, and like, she made my life miserable. Like, how did that happen? Was it your personality type? Was it a conversation that you had? Like, how did you end up to a point where you were able to like, well, this is not working out, let's move our separate ways, we can still stay friends? How did you do that?
For me, I was just like, I don't know when I'll be going back to Cameroon. I don't know when I'll be visiting Cameroon anytime. And I am getting to a stage where I need to move on with life. So I came up with the idea, and I was like, okay, this is how it is, and let's just try to move on with our lives. I'm not going to sit here and say he was like, okay. No, it was not easy. Yes, it was not easy. There were talks all over. People were talking, like, and then between us, there was a little bit of tension for a while. For about 6 months, we were like very tense.
Yeah.
Feelings were flying over, not mine though, but feelings were going up and down, and people were angry. And for me, it was all about the child. At that time, I was like, this is not about me and you anymore. Yes, this is above me and you. It's about our son. This child has to grow up in the most peaceful environment ever. Whether he is there with you or he is here with me, if you move on there with the family, he has to be comfortable. And he has to be comfortable here as well. So don't make this about yourself. I'm not making this about myself. It is what it is, but let's just move on. And fortunately enough, he's mature, like I said. He was more mature than me, and he's still mature. He was like, yes, it is about our child. So we will have to have a very good relationship for this boy to have a normal upbringing. Yeah.
Oh, I can't
So
even. Yeah.
yeah, if you find yourself in that kind of situation, the first thing is not about you, it's about the child. Yes, because
And
in
even,
my old age now,
yeah,
I've come to realize that the way you're brought up influences you when you grow up.
of
The things you,
course.
yes, we in Africa we underlook, we underrate it, but it
Oh,
actually
yeah.
affects
Tell
you
me
a lot.
about it. Like,
Yes,
I
affects you a
grew
lot.
up, I've grown up watching my parents in different scenarios as an adult now, or at least I think I'm an adult. I've been able to see how those relationships can actually affect the way you see relationships, the way you date, the way you talk with people. Like it's hard to it's not even hard. It's impossible for a child to grow in an environment and not pick up those things that make them an
Yes,
adult. Yeah.
yes.
And it's both nurture and nature. Like your DNA has a role to play in your personality,
Uh-huh.
but also the environment in which you grew up.
Environment, yeah,
And
exactly.
especially with African homes. I mean, we talked on the channel and we did a couple of videos previously about, men who kill their husband or their wives because they get upset and get violent because a lady, dumped them or
Yes,
left and things like that. And I feel like there's a huge aspect of that that we're not addressing about how kids are raised to become the men that they become, or women are raised to become the women they become. Because in your case, for example, raised by a single mom, the way you view the world was, I don't need a man to be successful. And I feel like
yes.
it's possible to still have both parents and still teach the child that this, your mom is independent, I'm independent, we're coming together because we want to. And I wonder if there's a way to do that and teach children better. So the question that I have for you is, when you look at Darlene now and the life that you want for her, like what are some of the things that you would like to inculcate in her as a woman when she grows up that will help her navigate the world maybe better than you did?
First of all, I want her to be confident from a very small age, because I learned confidence a little bit later in life. And confidence is something that takes you through very difficult situations. You can get into a situation where you know that you're going to be very stupid, and because of your confidence in your stupidity, you make people laugh at your stupidity, and you come out of there special. So I'm going to make her to be very confident at a very small age. And I also want her to have a very strong mindset, because your mindset helps you through it helps you navigate through very difficult situations. If you like the way my mind is, I switch it up. I am so in control of it to the extent that I switch it up at any time. Yes. So I adapt to situations very quickly. So I want my daughter to know that this life is not all about taking her bottle, her Bobby bottle, so there can be a day that that bottle will be filled with water. Immediately you see that it's water, change your taste bud. Open, if it's your big intestine that you used to take milk, open your small intestine, because today you will not belly full. Okay. So I want her to have a very strong mindset. Those are very two things that I'm very keen on. She should be very confident. And when you're confident, you can speak up at any time.
Yeah.
Confident but not arrogant, because there's a very slim line.
Yes.
Confidence and humility together, and then to have a very strong mindset. I want to instill in her the art of controlling your mind at a very young age.
And the art of minding your own business.
And minding your business, right? I like, even when I'm moisturizing her, I always tell her, the mama, moisturize and drink water. Mind, stay healthy, and
Yeah.
you without makeup.
It's the vibe that I get from you from your videos. I mean, I don't watch many of your videos because, of course, the content doesn't work with the kind of content I'm looking for.
So,
But I get the vibe of you do your thing and it's fine. Like, it's not a thing of, hey, look at me, I'm such a YouTuber. It's more like, this is me. It's okay. And I really admire that. It's something that I've had to work on myself. I'm still working on, because for a long time I basically lived my life with my parents, not because they were forcing me to do anything. Like, my parents are amazing people and I love them to death. It's more like they'll give me ideas and suggestions of what to do, and then I'll feel bad to go against their ideas and then do the thing that I don't really want to do, and end up in this place where I'm feeling bad for making bad decisions. I'm feeling bad for listening to them, and then
yes,
everything is just bad. And that's very, it's like, teaching a child to be confident enough to make their point and also humble enough to listen to when they are wrong. Like that, finding that balance.
Find that balance in life, because and when it comes to things like that, like you said, you listen to your parents. For me, I always, if you have something to say, I'll listen. But if I don't want to do it, I'll not do it though.
Yeah, that's what I don't know how people learn that.
Why? Then when I don't do it, I'm always waiting for you to come and ask me, like, why did you not do it? So that I'll just tell you that I did not want to do it. I was just listening. And that time we were talking, I was not listening. Actually, I was just there because my mother said I should not disrespect people.
That's the thing about it. So African, don't disrespect your elders. But sometimes elders are dumb. Like people say some things, they're like, are you sure you're as old as you say that you're old? Like
so many elders are dumb. I can't even deal. But because they told us not to disrespect them.
Yeah.
You want to, so because you don't have to disrespect them. Listen to them. Even if you're listening to them, listening does not mean you must open your mind. Just sit there. And you start, me, I can sit there and I'll be thinking about one quote in Zara like that. And in your head there, the way I'm listening, you don't know that I'm thinking about my dressing combination, one fashion style I can put together and come out like this, and I don't spending money. So listen, don't talk back, but don't do what you don't want to do. Yes, do it if you want to do it.
So when you're not creating YouTube videos or hanging out with Darleen or doing Watch Tonton, what do you do with your own time by yourself?
I'm either watching comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, or I'm playing dress up.
Who's your favorite comedian?
Comedy is like comedy TV shows like Friends. Yes.
Oh yeah, because
for comedians, I like Nigerian comedians a lot.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, for Cameroonian comedians, I don't know. I've not seen one that really makes me laugh yet.
The way you roll your eyes there is like
I know that I might get in trouble for that, but it's the truth. Like,
you know,
and the honest truth is, I'm not a difficult person to make to laugh. Like, I laugh at. I have a very great sense of humor, if I can say so myself. Because so with Cameroonian comedians, like, maybe first of all, I don't know them.
That's the truth. Yeah, you cannot find them on YouTube, for example.
Yes, so I have a few of them that I know, but my comedians are just my friends. Emma alone makes me laugh. I do.
Oh man!
I watch TV shows, Friends, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like I binge watch those shows over and over and over on YouTube. I've watched the Golden Girls. Like I've watched almost all the old TV shows. Almost everything, the Cosby Show. I like those things. That's why I get my humor, you know.
It's nice. It feeds the soul, right? Victorine says, wow. No, Cameroonian comedy not the funny you air.
Not at all, B.
I'm not saying nothing.
I don't know them. Like
Atia says Kavino Walam is William Shea no know say she no know you. I think he has started on the video.
I've heard that name, but I've not talked his comedy.
Yeah, we've been talking for a bit now. By the way, if you're watching this and you have any questions, now be a good time because we'll be wrapping up soon. We've been talking for a bit, and so any questions you have for Ms. Williams, just drop them there. I'll be going through the comment section and picking up the questions. Yep. Yeah.
I swear, I don't know. I know of the cry guy.
Yeah, I saw one video that he was in Nigeria acting as though he had gone crazy, and somebody said it was a PR stunt.
You know, that's why it's not funny, because what's that all about? I used to follow him on Instagram, and after I saw that shit, I was like, I don't get it. Sometimes, I know he cries a lot, and that's all. Like, crying is his plug. I don't get it. After crying, what next?
Yeah.
So his crying is funny. Then who else I know?
Gwane Hansel used to have a show on YouTube that he stopped. Now he's doing a lot more work in mental health, and I sort of enjoyed his show because it was my kind of comedy. I like late night shows, Trevor Noah, Jimmy Fallon, things like that. So I like individual hosts who make. I like intellectual fun. Like that's the kind of thing.
Yeah, that one you have to use your brain. I don't have to like that.
It works for me. It works for me. Danny Green was oh boy that comic. Like so the names of Victorine Sherry. Yeah.
Oh boy, that comic is not funny to me.
Yeah. It's Lou says when you find a good comedian, come here and tell me. Oh, me too. I haven't found one yet.
Thank you. Oh boy, that comic is not funny to me. I'm very honest about that. Maybe no, he's not funny to me.
Yeah.
There's this guy in Gwane Hansel. He's writing. When he writes, there are people that write comedy. I don't know, you're a writer, right? Is that something like comedy writing?
Yes, writing actually. This is the thing. This is what I've realized that people don't read about a lot of these creative works. I'm sure Atia is used to be president of the association in school, so Atia would know a lot more about it than people. Script writers. Trevor Noah, what he says on that TV, on the Daily Show, is not him alone. There's a room of writers. They come up with jokes, they come up with ideas, they come up with how to tie the news into it. So it's not just one person sitting there. There are people who write. You will never hear them, but they know how to write funny things.
Thank you. So Ngwane Hansel is so funny to me when he writes. His comedy, when I read it, I literally laugh. But when he reads or when he speaks the comedy, I'm like, what? Is it the same thing that I read that you're talking now? And it's not funny.
Yeah, delivery is not the same, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's another person I know from Cameroon. But the other comedians, Akavino Walang, I've heard of the name, but I don't know.
I've heard Kavina. Yeah. I really want to go to Cameroon and do a lot more work with our creative space, because I feel like there's a lot that we could do. I feel like that's one thing that I've had. I don't know what you think about being in Finland. Maybe, I don't know if you have plans to go to Cameroon at some point, visit or anything, but I feel like there's almost nothing for me to do here that we're in Cameroon. Like if I was able to do something here, it would take a lot more work. But while in Cameroon, there's like a green pasture. I feel like Cameroon is a greener pasture compared to here. I don't know. What's your take on that? Yeah.
Like, no.
No? In terms of what can be built, like starting from scratch, my perspective is in America, there's a lot of things that have been settled already. Things have been built. Like you come and invent Netflix in America? No. Amazon, that's all these things are already existing. Yeah. When it comes to maybe agriculture, even fashion, I feel like movie making.
I feel like you have the resources. Like sometimes I see that I'm like, if I was in Cameroon, I feel like with the money I have, if I had that same money in Cameroon, I would do better.
Okay.
Why? Because I am that kind of grassroots person. I'm not interested in those big people.
Yeah.
Like if I was in Cameroon, I would deal with the masses more. Even though fashion, I know fashion has nothing to do with this, but I think I would deal with, like I would go to Okrika. Okay, let me bring it out to fashion. I would go to Okrika. I would do fashion from Okrika.
Yeah.
Go and buy Okrika clothes and style them.
Budget fashion.
Yes, budget fashion. So affordable fashion.
Yeah. See,
to me.
This is Atia has a question here. He says, and this will going to take us on a different topic. I'm sure you have a lot to say about this, right? What has Miss William to say about the rape and violence of passion discourse ongoing in Cameroon? We had a live stream here where we talked about that toxic masculinity, men who kill their women. We did talk, and I'm sure you're in the comment section talking, right? Yeah. Do you have anything to add or say about this? What's your take?
I'm so like, this is very emotional for me because with all that is going, especially on Facebook, because Cameroonians, that's where their own is, Facebook, grammar all over. People are saying that dressing, outfits, all the argument. For me, there's no justification whatsoever for rape. People who are raped should be, like, the punishment should be the same as killing somebody. Because to me, that's you killing somebody. Yes, you kill the person mentally for life, because the person has that to deal with mentally, psychologically, for the rest of their life. That is something that you deal with till you die. And you can never know that particular pain until you go through, but it stays with you till you die, whether you like it or not. It comes. That picture never goes. And then if you come and you have a child, you have a daughter, that's even worse because you live in paranoia. So for me, there is just no justification. I see what people are saying on Facebook about dressing, and especially Daphne, indecency and all that. And at some point, I'm not going to lie, I was like, when I watched a video here on YouTube the other day by Sheila, I was like, wait, she said something and my ears were like, wait, I wanted to shift to believe. She was like, in Africa, if we are claiming that indecency does not provoke rape, then we should try to sensitize the public to normalize indecent dressing. Because first of all, yes, listen to what I have to say. This is what she said. She was like, in Africa, dressing indecent is not a thing. You understand? It's something that people don't like. Like people, not that people don't like, but it's like people cringe when they see you wear hot pants and you're flinging your buttocks up and down. Yes. So we should start by sensitizing the public. If we want it, like if we want to normalize, she made sense with it. I'm trying to put it together. I want to be very careful not to use the wrong words here.
Yeah.
She was like, we should sensitize people on indecent dressing, like make it normal. That
normalize it.
Is normal, and then people will not see it as people will not be tempted when they see you dressed indecent. So she was trying to justify, like she was trying to say that indecency can tempt somebody to rape you. But however, that is not an excuse because it all boils down to self-control. So I was like, what she was saying was
yeah.
Yeah, but no. I came back to my senses and I was like, no. There are most people that are raped don't even dress indecent. Babies are raped, mothers are raped, wives are raped, girls are raped. Some of them are raped with kaba. So it's not indecency. It's just a matter of self-control. I disagree completely with those people that feel like indecency is causing rape. Because here in the abroad, people indecency is normal. If you dress indecent, it's normal.
It's a
People
different
say
culture. Like the
yes,
way, yeah, the culture here is
yes.
very different. It's not
It
even
is
indecent. It doesn't exist because it's
it,
not what is
yes.
the way.
So she was saying that we should normalize it there, but it is normal here and people still get raped.
I think it's an African problem. When I say African, it's like a broad swathe of things, and I'm not pointing any particular thing. And this is huge generalization. So if somebody wants to judge me here, then you probably don't know me, and that's fine. But I think we have a lot of fear and a lot of power problems where rape is a power problem. Somebody wants to feel powerful over somebody else.
It is power, it is control. And that's what I
Yeah.
always say, that rape is not just the physical penetration. It's not only about the physical force that you force yourself on somebody.
Yeah.
Rape is about control, it's about power. And that is why there are instances that somebody is being raped by another person and you still go back and sleep with that person.
Yeah.
Yes.
I kind
Why?
of, yeah.
Because that person has that
The
control
hold.
for you. He has that control. After raping you, he still has that power.
Yeah.
That's what rape does to your mind. If you're not strong enough, you can go back and sleep with the person. You can go back and do it over and over until you're able to cut away from that person.
And
And
that's
this,
why
when, especially when you're raped as a virgin,
Mm.
when you don't know anything, they rape you as a virgin. It is possible, very possible, 100%, to go back and sleep with that person.
And even if you don't, it changes your perspective about relationships and sexuality
Yes,
for the
about
rest of
men
your life.
for the rest of your life.
There's no excuse for that. I don't see
So
anybody
there's
to
really
find.
no
Yeah.
justification, nothing whatsoever.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think rape should be the same as
Murder.
the problem in Africa is there's no punishment. In Cameroon, there's no punishment. So
Yeah, a friend was asking, why we are not moving forward in terms of maybe even the entrepreneurial spirit or the country building. And I feel like we are raised in an environment where nearly everything stops you from even thinking that you can dream bigger. It's like whether it's a government, whether it's elders telling you to listen, you're a child, don't ask so many questions. Like it's just so yeah, you live in an environment where you're almost always told to sit down and listen. And then when you get there, you also tell everybody else. So you have this generation of people who just are pointing out like, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. Let me speak.
yeah, when elders are talking, don't talk. Even when elders are talking shit. So,
yep. Yeah, Onana says it's a Stockholm syndrome. Yep, that's what you're describing. You go back to the same perpetrator, the same abuse and this cycle.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, it happens, and victims like that will never come out. Never.
And when they do, the point is that they get shamed for it. Like it doesn't matter whether it's the same morning.
Yes, this guy raped you when you were sleeping again. You went and slept with the guy again.
Like,
so,
and people don't understand that. It's like you need professionals. Even as I'm speaking right now, I'm very much aware that I don't even know how the mental state, like what causes it, how it feels to be to experience it. I have no idea. And people are trained to understand this. But I wonder if people actually even take the time to go and learn and educate themselves on this is what it actually feels like. You would never know it. You don't have to experience it to empathize and to act accordingly, because I don't need to know or go through it to come and tell you it is evil. Like you don't need to be killed to know that murder is bad. I feel like
you don't need to kill somebody to know that it is bad.
Yeah.
And that's what you see in the abroad, in prisons here, they put rapists very far, because like people that kill people
sex offenders, they're treated
sex
very
offenders like they don't join them together, because people that kill people are even angry at the sex offenders, like pedophiles, all those kind of people with big names. Don't want to see killers, don't want to see them. Like in prison, they have separate camps, because when they come together, the people, they are like, you rape somebody, you rape a child. All those kind of people are very far away.
What happens? Like what goes on through your mind, man?
So the rape in Cameroon, for me, I unfortunately have to say this, it will never, it does not seem like a situation that will end anytime soon, unfortunately. It is happening. It's happening in homes, within houses. Parents are covering up, families are covering up for brothers that rape sisters. It's happening in households. It's happening in quarters. It's happening in marital homes. So, and the people go scot-free. So it's never gonna stop. Like people, it's just a mess.
It is. It is. And it's one of those topics that, like you said, it brings emotions, because if you've been through it, it's not the same. If you experience, if you know somebody who's been through it, it's like, it's not an easy thing
And
to do.
we are at the point where in Cameroon, like in Africa, we are at the point where we are still struggling to deal with the offenders, what we should do with them, or we are still struggling to make laws to those who disobey. We have not even gotten to the point where we deal with the victims to help them, and the victims, like the people around the victims, because they too are affected.
Yeah.
So we have not even gotten to that point. We are still at catching the rapists and punishing, because apparently rapists are free people in Cameroon. So
well,
yes.
One day maybe I'll bring on the stream a professional therapist, psychologist, and a doctor to actually talk about this. So usually break down the mind state for people to understand, because not all of us will have to go to med school to know how this works. We need to learn a lot about this and see our role, because I think one person can make a big difference. One person can stand up, and I think especially men, because unfortunately, yes, people tell you, but what about the men who get raped? Yes, but if you have to look at the numbers, I'm sure that more women suffer this more than men. It doesn't mean that men don't go through it, and it also means that everybody can play a role. But when you have power, because whether we want it or not, men in society have more power than women, because of the way the society was built, because of the patriarchy undertones of nearly everything. So it's our job as a community and as men to do more and talk more and actually stand and stop our brothers. Like, no, bro, don't say that. That's not nice. And yeah, work on it. But Miss Williams, this has been an amazing conversation, and I don't know if anybody else has questions, and if there's something that you wanted to share that I haven't brought up or haven't talked about, this is a good time to just talk about it. Yeah.
Oh my God, I think we've talked about almost everything. This is the most open I've been. I've never even been this open, even on my channel. And I'm happy that I had the chance to share a little bit of my journey.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Spoken about me coming here as an asylum seeker ever. I
got the scoop. Well, thank you. It's I used to have a podcast that I stopped because procrastination. Being in America is difficult. Like, I'm going through things like the question about having kids, for example, is something that I haven't even been able to talk about on my channel yet, because it's something that I'm going through. Like, there are things that you deal with on the background that people don't realize, like, oh, wait, this is tough, or this is happening. So that conversation, I might have it one day. But right now, if I'm ready to have kids, I think I am. But then I'm with the way, and I see parents and I see other things happen, I'm like, being a parent is not an easy job, and you can never be ready for it. Like, every day you're learning how to do it, and you're figuring things out.
Yeah. No perfect parents, that's the thing. And trust me, it is the best thing ever. Waking up a smile of some innocent little disturbing creature. That's perfect. However, I'm rolling my eyes while saying all of that.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yep.
It's a 24-hour job, but
yeah. So we have the last comments mentioned. She did mention in her video. She mentioned this in her video. Wait, let me see what she said. She said the world justice systems are not doing enough for rape victims at all. Like, she mentioned it in her video. And Sedi says, do we even have therapists in Cameroon? If yes, where are they? And we need to know them. I have actually been building a catalog of therapists to share. I'm still figuring out the best means to do it. But Juliet Nalela, if you search the name, you'll find it. We had her on. You can probably see the video here. We talked about toxic masculinity and some things. She was actually on the channel. And yeah, she was here. Sedi says most of them study abroad, went back to practice. There are people, and you're right. We need to bring more of these people to the light to talk about it. And Ms. Williams, because Kamga knows how to dig you. Yes, I try, because I am very much interested in people. As introverted as I am, I'm very good at one-on-one conversations. I'm
thinking of that introvert part of your character. Like, it's not.
Here's the thing: people don't know that introverts are people who want to, like, people who derive energy from solitude. Extroverts get energy from hanging out with people. So it's the energy aspect, not like we don't like people or we don't socialize. It's like, for me to feel like myself, I need to go away and be alone and be with my thoughts. That's the whole idea of introvertedness. That's it. It's not
me. The first, like, my first, if you asked me, I would have said, like, Kamga is uptight. First impression, like, uptight is all about smart things, intelligent things. I was like, he doesn't have any sense of humor, because for me, sense of humor should be part of life.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is somebody that is smart, but I don't think I can have a conversation with, because he's not going to allow me to goof. And I have to be around. Like I have to say one or two stupid things. Then I realized, boom, Kamga actually has a sense of humor. This is huge. Wow. Somebody that I thought was a nerd, all bookish and big grammar, big words
Yeah.
and words reading, and then he has a sense of humor. That was a plus, So that was like, he's my kind of person. We can actually.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. It's yeah. I stay in my shell. It's thanks to the internet that a lot of things are happening for me because I really stay in my shell. If you knew me in college or high school, like I don't go out and just meet people like, hey, what's up? No, I will watch you, I will observe you, and then if I think they are my type of person, then I would try. And if I don't get a good thing, I'm just, yep, it's fine, it's cool.
Okay, do you think coming out of your shell now is a good thing or?
I still don't, because even here I don't have many friends, and I'm learning to be fine with it because the kind of relationship that I want, I hardly find it around me. So the internet helps me to meet people because there's access to like billions of people, among which I can find people that I can actually connect with. And I've come to the place where I'm very comfortable knowing, for example, like my friend Mark or Emmanuel. Like when I have difficulties, I'm going through a tough time, I'll call Mark. I'm like, hey, can we jump on a game and talk about things? I find those relationships more valuable to me than people around me who don't listen, who don't have the patience. So it doesn't matter to me whether it's online, in person. It's more like, can I connect with you? Like my friends, the people that I really miss, like Howard, Mark, my parents, my siblings, is because I spend a long time and have all this information of, I know them, they know me, and we understand ourselves. And having conversations like this, for example, our conversations will only become better through, WhatsApp messages because we're talking. People like Sassy, people like people that I talk with privately and get to know them well, because we're intentional about our conversation. So my relationships are very difficult that way because I find it hard to make friends if there's not depth in that conversation. I don't know how to do like, hey, how you doing? What's up? Yeah.
So if I meet you, is it going to be like this? Is it the person?
This is exactly how it's going to be. This is you and I. This is exactly how it's going to be. If you meet me for the first time, I don't know you. I don't know how to be. So I'll be by myself until if I find out you're the kind of person who's outgoing, then it's not that I match your personality. It's more like I learn from you who you are, what we have in common, and then I latch on those things that make us enjoy each other's company. So I'm not trying to be your friend. I feel like I have more than enough friends in the world. It's more like I want to enjoy my time with you, and if it's not worth it, I will not bother.
So can you say you are approachable as a friend?
No, I'm not. Like physically speaking, I'm not. It's like, but if you go past that, then you will see me. And it used to be a thing that I had difficulty with, but now I'm actually fine with it because it's a way of filtering, I guess, people. Yeah.
I think the way I come online, I seem approachable, but first, if you meet me in real life, all this you're not gonna get if I don't know you. You're going to. This is what.
Same thing. Same thing.
This is the face. Like, I'm that friend that in the midst of my friends, maybe someone new is coming and we are sitting down. Someone new is coming. I'm that friend that the other wants to pinch and be like, "Be nice, be nice, be nice," because you can just approach and I'll be like, "Hi." But if you are able to sit for the next 5 minutes, I'll be your best friend. Maybe it's a shield that you used to block people with.
I think as a child I didn't have many good relationships. Like all of this goes back to my childhood. I was first child. I was by myself for 4 years before my brother showed up, and I'm sure we had the same birthday, so I was sharing my birthday with my brother for my whole childhood. Like I'm sure there's a bunch of things in my life that just made me very wary of people. Like I have issues. so yeah.
But I think this personality that you have now on the internet is I think you should keep it. You should maintain it. This is your true personality that you're not allowed to show. Maybe because you were sharing your birthday with your junior brother
and I love the guy. He's like me. If you see my brother and I, right? If we're standing together, I'll be talking and making all these things. My brother will just sit there, which is that is like the real me, the quiet, calm, calculated. Like, what's this guy talking about? I don't get it. It's not even funny.
So there are times that for me, I feel like there are times that you just need that one thing that will bring you out of your shell.
Yeah.
And this thing for you is the internet. Because you don't expect me to be flowing with you like I'm vibing now. Not many people can keep me for 1 hour. I'm vibing with you, and then when I meet you, start giving me low spirit. I will just
we'll meet and share a drink and go and watch Tonton. I'll do my own stuff.
Exactly. You are my people. Kamga.
Oh, yeah. We have one question here. Atia says, can YouTube being serve as a remedy to Cameroonian unemployment voice? To answer this question, I don't know if Emmanuel is still there, but Emmanuel will be coming on the channel one of these days to talk about this, how he was able to build a successful business using YouTube. So,
Yes.
Atia,
Okay,
yeah,
the answer is yes. Oh my
yeah,
God. Yes. Atia, hell to the yes. I don't know. They just need to sensitize more Cameroonians about YouTube and the benefits of YouTube. But trust me, if you come on YouTube with the right mindset, with passion, something that you love, it should be
yeah,
something you love, because the money does not come again. That $7 that I made for the first year, you will not see it safe. You can be there and you don't see it. So
yeah,
come with passion, come with consistency in your spirit, and trust me, this is investment that even when you die, people will be watching, as long as you bring something valuable, like Kamga said, because that was something you said that changed my whole YouTube life.
Wow, I don't know that.
Like, okay, this thing I'm putting out here, it needs to have value, not for today only. Even if people don't watch today, I want to put out something that people will watch in the long run.
Yeah,
Because there's something on this YouTube, like we were discussing the other day. You can put out videos now, and then one day you blow.
yeah,
When you make that one video that blows, people come to your channel and they start binge watching. That's
everything else. Yeah, that is thinking. That's why you have to start now.
yes. Make content that when someone comes on your channel, or if at all you stumble on a channel because the person has blown, you want to binge watch all the person's videos. That's what's happening to a lady now that I actually stumbled on her channel and she just blew. And then I saw myself binge watching all her videos.
Dude,
That's
I've seen it happen. James Jani, we shared, Emmanuel and I shared a video of James Jani in the group. There's this lady, her name is Dr. Tracy, I think it's Tracy Marks, Tracy Park. She's a psychologist, a psychotherapist. I saw her videos and they were very good. Not just like 200 and something subscribers. Like, she was a professional, she was giving good information, but she didn't have many subs. And you can, and the more you spend time on YouTube, you can start seeing like this person's going to blow up because they are bringing value, they're doing it well, and it takes time. So, yeah.
I always say that my YouTube channel, I've been on YouTube for 3 years and I still have just 1,000 and something. My YouTube journey will be a testimony in future.
Yeah.
So I'm
looking forward to it. I know. I would say I was there before she blew up.
Thank you. My YouTube channel will be a testimony where I'll inspire people that will want to join. I'll tell them, see, I was on YouTube for 3 years and I didn't make $100. So be patient.
Sit down. Be humble.
Sometimes you invest. Me now, I'm investing on my channel. Like I'm spending to buy clothes, even though it's something I like. So just humble and don't compare yourself with other things.
Constance says she's a mom of 5. I don't even know what. We need to have you on the channel to talk about what it takes. Like, that is a lot. That is amazing. Like,
wow.
Yeah. My mom had 4 of us and all of us came up with trouble. So an extra person, that is a lot of trouble.
One alone, I want to put on eBay and sell. Victory, thank you so much for watching.
Oh, Lydia says you have to show us Darleen before you leave. So better.
Darleen is here. Let me bring her.
Better bring the lady. Yep, mom of 5. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Nana. I really appreciate that. It's something that I love to do. When I was working at EA, I just liked it, and it's something that I've not really doubled down on. I'm working on that. I'm really happy that you guys stuck around to watch. I know it's long.
Yeah, it's long.
Like, yeah, so thank you. I really appreciate that. Yep. We didn't have to come on. Yes, we need to. By the way, Nguana, hey, Darleen.
Darleen.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, we need to have more Cameroonian sensitized. Julian Nalela is doing that. Nguane Hansel is doing something with a Lou chat. He even has a CD available talking about depression. But there are people, there are people who are working the mental health space that you can find out more. There's, I think,
they should come on YouTube and talk more.
Yeah, I think so. I'll find some people to talk about this more on one-on-one basis. Constance, you see, introvert doesn't mean socially awkward. Yes, you're right, Mutombo. And from solitude, people don't get it. They get drained, and I spend so much time with people, and I need a day or two to see. I know when I used to work at EA. Hey, Darleen, what's up? And I used to work at EA. What's up? I would spend. What's up? I would spend time working from morning to like night, and then when I finish, I just want to go to my place and be by myself. Like, if I hang out with people, I become very grumpy. I become very mean. Like, the things that I would say, you'll be like, this is the person I was hanging out with. So yeah, I need my space to be by myself. If not, it doesn't need work.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. Emmanuel
Wow.
is coming. Yeah. YouTube exactly right. Emmanuel runs Displore. Check out Displore. That's Displore Africa.
Explore, yeah.
Yeah.
Just explore.
Just Displore, you'll find him. And yep, Displore on YouTube, like they just said. People actually make it comfortably from YouTube. We are just getting started. Yes, we are.
We
And
are
Onana.
Onana. Hello,
Oh,
we are.
Onana Nation. She's
We
so
are
killing
we
it.
are we are securing the bag for these little people.
Yeah. So that one thing, and Miss Leon, I had this is a temporary mindset about YouTube, and even though the content was good, it stunted my growth. Be intentional about what you're doing. That's some really actionable advice. Awesome. So cute. Yes. Darling has come for the closing ceremony. Yes, she has.
Yes.
She's the mayor of the town. She's come to come and end it.
What are you doing? What are you
Darlene,
doing?
the co-host. Oh, Darlene. Yep. Kevin Kuma is coming at the end. Bro, you're coming towards the
Hi,
end.
Kevin.
Yeah. So, guys, it's been amazing. I'm so glad that we are here. Miss Williams, thank you so much for this.
Thank you, Sam.
I know you cannot tell somebody's story in what 1 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, but I'm sure we've touched a lot of things that makes us feel closer to you. Personally, when I watch your videos now, I'm watching now with your voice, I'm watching with your story, and I can see somebody who is working, teaching her child to be better and living a life that is worth emulating. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. I'm so humbled and I'm so grateful to be here.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh man.
So much for seeing myself on YouTube. Like, this is big technology.
Yeah, we had to figure out the whole stream in the morning. Like, how do we connect?
You made me know Zoom. I didn't know what Zoom was. Now,
Notion. Yeah, now we all learn every day, and I'm sure when we want to be parents, we'll come and say, but how did you do with Darleen when she was 2 months old?
I can't wait to tell you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to be ending the stream now because we don't have any questions, and
yeah.